when I made my seasonal anime video on, what I'd be watching, I said when it comes to Haite Kudasai Takamine-san, which I'm now doing a review on, I was not expecting much, because I think at that point I had watched one, maybe 2 episodes or something, and maybe just 1 episode actually, now that I think about it. And basically what I said was, I don't like the main girl, Takamine-san. She's not a likable individual, and also that I'm watching this but I'm not expecting anything. And I think I've had my expectations kind of kept at the right level, because there is not really much to say about the show beyond its premise, because it doesn't go beyond that point in any way, shape, or form. And just to kind of give you guys a basic idea of what the premise is, we have the perfect person in the world, Takamine-san here, who basically is able to be perfect at everything, and the only reason why she is able to do things incredibly well, or do things in a way that just everyone looks at her and thinks that she's perfect and that she's super smart and really good at sports and everything else in between, the only reason she's able to do that is because whenever she takes off her underwear, she's basically able to travel back in time. And by traveling back in time, she loses that piece of underwear and is just kind of completely sucked up into the ether. And basically, she needs to buy more underwear to be able to reload that ability. So basically, her timeout counter for using this ability is that she can use it twice for the underwear that she currently has on her, and that she needs to keep more on her at all times to kind of, be able to put more on. And basically, this ability is referred to as Eternal Virgin Road. But the thing is that the main character happens to see her big sweaty baps, basically, and effectively that's what makes him completely immune to her ability. This happens to be, this happens in the first episode, and so now she approaches the main character to say, hey, you're going to be my wardrobe, you're going to do my bidding. Every time I use my ability, I need you to bring me underwear. And not just for him to bring her underwear, but also to put it on her as well. And then sure, things continue to basically go along this route in a very sort of episodic manner for the most part. We do get to see other sides of Takamine-san and the relationship that she shares with the main character, but things largely don't change all that much until the childhood friend comes in. And this is the main character's childhood friend, who has kind of spent a lot of time with him. And she basically kind of puts Takamine-san at basically kind of looking at things in a very different way, and kind of changes character dynamics in a sense. But again, it's more just an overreaction from the side of the perfect student, rather than the friend, the childhood friend, by all means. Honestly, again, with that dynamic shift, while there is a slight shift, things don't change all that much when there is resolution to that shift, and things just kind of go back to the way they were previously, basically. So, yeah, honestly, it was an okay show. I think that's all there is to say about it. Go in with low expectations, expect to see a pair of baps every episode, and I think you won't be disappointed. I think you're probably better off reading the manga than watching the show. I don't know. I think you could probably get through a manga faster, because again, like I said, I didn't particularly enjoy the show. I think it was just fine. If you're gonna put tits in every episode, at least make it have a bit more of a story, like High School DD, for example, which was at least far more enjoyable. Or add an absurd amount of backstory and have it be, just completely out of nowhere, or just don't do much at all and just make every episode nothing but baps, or make a bunch of fight scenes happen. I'm referring to shows like Queen's Blade at that point. Shoot, I forgot the name of the show that Lala is the one of the main characters in. To Love Ru, High School DD, And I was also thinking of Shinmai Mao no Testamento, which was another one about the absurd, backstory that has got a lot of meaninglessness behind it as well. The fight scenes could either be Makenki or it could be Queen's Blade. I feel like you could kind of go in any order. So I think if you're just wanting tits in a show, you're better off with other alternatives, all things considered. But with all of that being said, however, this is definitely going on my anime list at a solid 5 out of 10. But with all of that being said, let me know what you guys think about this show, if you've watched it, and if you've got any thoughts about it as well, whether you liked it, hated it, or whatever else in between. With all that being said, however, I'm going to leave it at that. So, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. And with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.